So this was another just kind of devastating news to morale, at least for me as a tennis fan. Serena Williams has just announced her withdrawal from the U.S. Open. She turned 40. She's made the semifinals the last two hard court tournaments since she's come back from maternity leave in 2018. She has reached a Grand Slam final 4 times. Unfortunately, she's lost all of those times. Last won a Grand Slam title in 2017 at the Australian Open when she was in the first trimester of her pregnancy. Yes, it was absolutely sensational that she was able to win that. Unfortunately, it's starting to feel like ages ago now, approaching 4 or 5 years in the making. And she's won the U.S. Open 6 times, the last time in 2014, but every single year since 2014 at the U.S. Open, she has made it to at least the semifinals. And obviously the finals, she's made it 2 straight years in 2018, 2019. She's obviously at 23 Grand Slams, which is the second most women's singles championships, singles titles. But obviously in the professional era, it's the most since 1968. I mean, Margaret Court has the record of 24, but you look at the dominance displayed by Serena Williams, and most people regard her as the greatest female tennis player ever. And this is actually the first time since 1997 that either, or really I shouldn't say either, but that Serena Williams, Roger Federer, and Rafael Nadal were all not a part of the main singles draw. First time since 1997. It's unbelievable, the extension of their greatness, the duration of their greatness. And for me, I'm not going to touch on this too much. I'm only going to spend a couple minutes with this. I just think that it's an unfortunate, sobering reality seeing all these elite, high-profile tennis players start to get up in age. We all think that, and me included, that they're invincible, that they're immortal, that they will stay at the tops of their games for eternity, in perpetuity. And when I hear another report about, well, now Serena Williams is forced to withdraw again because of the hamstring tear that she injured several months ago, it's just saddening. It's really saddening to me because I respect the hell out of Serena Williams. I personally think that she's the greatest female tennis player ever. I think that there's an argument to be made that she's one of the greatest male or female, just athletes ever in sports, given the greatness that she's displayed, given the age that she started being great, the dominance that she's had. I'm just so appreciative of what she's meant to the game of tennis, what she's meant to the sport, what she's meant to sports worldwide. And for her, again, not to be playing in this tournament, I don't want to overreact, but I do think, listen, Father Time has been tapping people on the shoulder. I guess you could say Mother Time in this instance. And it's just a sobering reality that all of our favorite athletes are just aging or getting older. And we have to cherish the moments now that we have to see all these athletes play. Whomever your favorite athlete is, they're getting up in age. And when they do, it's important to, I think, take a step back and reflect and say, thank you for all the greatness that you've displayed for so long. We've taken it for granted. Serena Williams is another one of these perfect examples of a player that we've taken for granted her greatness. And her stats and her finishes at all these tournaments obviously substantiates that, has backed that up. The number of times she's reached the finals of tournaments, it's amazing. And so, again, selfishly, because I'm going to the U.S. Open, I would have loved to have seen Serena Williams play. It's disheartening that she won't be there. From a personal, selfish standpoint, I would have loved to have seen her, but of course she has to take care of her health, and I hope that she can also make a full return to health, just like I hope for the same for Federer, just like I hope for the same for Rafael Nadal. But Serena Williams has meant so much to the U.S. Open. If you've watched tennis and you see the types of reaction and the types of applause that she gets, the ovations that she gets at the US Open specifically. Not that she doesn't receive it at Wimbledon or at the French Open or at the Australian Open, but in her home country, in the US, the type of greeting that she is received by and received with it's a touching and it's a heartwarming moment every single time it happens. And so I hope that she has a speedy recovery. Thank you for all the greatness that you've displayed. I'm hoping this isn't the end for her too, but just unfortunate and sobering news to hear that she won't be participating in one of my favorite events, sporting events, every single season. So wishing her a speedy recovery for that.